Hello, everyone. To start, I'd like you to imagine waking up one day and discovering that one of the main ways you communicate with friends, learn about the world, and stay connected with family has suddenly been taken away. For many young Australians, that is exactly what the social media ban did. While the intention behind restricting social media use is to protect young people from online dangers, the reality is that this ban creates more problems than it solves. Today, I strongly believe that Australia's social media ban should be lifted because it limits young people's awareness of local issues, weakens international connections with friends and family overseas, damages socialization and relationships, and pushes many young people to seek entertainment in more dangerous areas of the internet. Firstly, the social media ban significantly reduces young people's awareness of local issues, preventing us from understanding the events and challenges affecting our own communities. For previous generations, newspapers and television were the primary sources of news. Today, however, social media has become one of the fastest and most accessible ways for us to learn about current events. Platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X regularly share updates from local councils, emergency services, schools, sporting clubs, charities, and community organizations. Many teens do not actively watch television news or read newspapers every day. Instead, important information naturally appears while they browse social media. This includes updates about bushfires, floods, road closures, missing persons, school announcements, local events, volunteer opportunities, and community fundraisers. When we lose access to these platforms, we also lose access to a large portion of the information that keeps them informed and engaged with their local communities. An informed generation is a stronger generation. Young people who understand what is happening around them are more likely to volunteer, participate in community events, support local businesses, and become active citizens. We develop empathy by seeing the challenges our neighbors face and become more invested in improving our communities. The ban risks creating a generation that is disconnected from local issues, simply because the information no longer reaches them where they spend their time. Rather than encouraging civic engagement, it unintentionally reduces it. Secondly, the social media ban weakens international connections and prevents young Australians from staying informed about events affecting friends and family living overseas. Australia is one of the world's most multicultural nations. Millions of Australians have relatives living in countries across Europe, Asia, Africa, the Americas, and the Pacific. Social media has become one of the easiest and most affordable ways to stay connected across these enormous distances. Through social media, young people can instantly see updates from grandparents overseas, celebrate family milestones, follow cultural events, and check that loved ones are safe during natural disasters or times of conflict. We are able to maintain relationships that would otherwise be incredibly difficult due to time zones, distance, and the high cost of international travel. I heard from a friend who is currently under the social media ban's effects that she couldn't access the only account on the app that she uses to monitor her father's health and well being, causing bouts of anxiety and stress for her father's condition getting better or worse in the time she's stripped of her account specifically made for her father, who only uses that app to communicate. On another occasion, my sister couldn't contact her friends and our family in the Philippines due to the ban, causing unnecessary fear for their situation after the extreme 7.8 earthquake near the end of June this year. Now, what exactly am I trying to say? Well, I'm trying to say that every single way my generation can reach towards peers overseas are locked behind age verifications, and it doesn't exactly help that those older than us fund online news outlets and our local traditional newspapers don't even bother covering problems overseas, much less a brief outline about our generation at all. For many migrant families, these online connections are not simply entertainment, they are part of everyday family life. Imagine having cousins living overseas during a flood, earthquake, or political crisis. Social media often becomes the quickest source of updates, allowing family members to confirm each other's safety long before traditional news outlets report every detail. Without access to these platforms, us young Australians become less aware of important events affecting the people they care about. Communication becomes slower and more limited, creating unnecessary anxiety and weakening family bonds. Social media also allows young people to experience different cultures firsthand. They gain perspectives from people living in different countries, improving cultural understanding and encouraging acceptance of diversity. These international friendships prepare young Australians to live and work in an increasingly globalized world. Restricting access reduces these valuable opportunities and limits the global awareness that modern society increasingly requires. Lastly, the impact on young people's mental well being and entertainment choices due to being born into an era of technology. Supporters of the social media ban argue that removing these platforms will improve mental health. While excessive social media use certainly has risks, banning it altogether does not remove young people's need for entertainment, connection, or curiosity. Instead, many simply search elsewhere. When mainstream platforms become unavailable, some young people begin exploring less regulated websites, anonymous forums, or hidden sections of the internet that contain far fewer safety measures and much more harmful content. Unlike popular social media platforms, many of these websites have limited moderation, little accountability, and far fewer protections against violent material, scams, extremist content, illegal activity, or explicit material. Ironically, a policy designed to keep young people safe may unintentionally expose them to even greater risks. At the same time, banning social media removes many positive online communities that support mental health. Young people often use social media to find study groups, hobby communities, fitness motivation, creative inspiration, gaming friends, mental health awareness campaigns, and support networks where they realize they are not alone in facing personal challenges. Many people who struggle with anxiety, loneliness, disability, or isolation find acceptance through online communities they cannot easily access in person. Removing these spaces does not automatically improve mental health. For some young people, it may actually increase feelings of loneliness and isolation. Healthy social media use can provide laughter, creativity, education, and meaningful relationships. The issue is not the existence of social media itself, but how it is used. Education about digital well being is a far more effective solution than complete prohibition. Finally, the social media ban negatively affects socializations and relationships among young people. Modern friendships do not exist only inside classrooms. They continue through messages, group chats, shared videos, online games, community pages, and collaborative activities organized through social media. For today's generation, these platforms are an extension of everyday social life. When access is removed, maintaining friendships becomes significantly harder. Students may miss invitations to birthday parties, sporting events, study sessions, community activities, or school announcements that are organized online. Conversations continue without them, making some young people feel excluded from their friendship groups. Social media also allows young people to express themselves creatively, whether through photography, music, artwork, writing, or short videos. These platforms give teenagers opportunities to develop confidence and share their interests with others. For many aspiring artists, musicians, athletes, and small business owners, social media is also the first place they build audiences and develop valuable communication skills. Removing these opportunities limits personal growth rather than encouraging it. Some people argue that lifting the ban would simply expose young people to cyberbullying, misinformation, and harmful content. These concerns are genuine and should never be ignored. However, banning social media does not eliminate these problems. It simply avoids teaching young people how to navigate them responsibly. We do not ban cars because road accidents happen. Instead, we teach people how to drive safely. We do not ban swimming because drowning exists. Instead, we teach water safety. Likewise, instead of banning social media, we should teach digital literacy, online safety, respectful communication, critical thinking, and responsible internet use. Schools, parents, technology companies, and governments can work together to create safer online environments while still allowing young people to benefit from the enormous advantages these platforms provide. Education prepares young people for adulthood. Bans simply delay exposure without building the skills needed to manage online spaces independently later in life. The internet will continue to be an essential part of education, employment, communication, and society. Young Australians deserve guidance, not isolation. In conclusion, Australia's social media ban should be lifted because it creates more harm than benefit. It limits young people's awareness of local issues and reduces community engagement. It weakens international connections with friends and family living overseas and limits cultural understanding. It pushes some people toward less regulated and potentially more dangerous parts of the internet while removing positive support communities. Finally, it damages friendship, communication, creativity, and social development by restricting one of the primary ways young people connect in today's world. Social media is not perfect, and it certainly requires responsible use. However, banning it is not the answer. Instead of restricting access, we should empower young Australians with the knowledge and skills to use these platforms safely, critically, and responsibly. A connected generation is an informed generation, and an informed generation is a stronger generation. And a stronger generation deserves the opportunity to learn, communicate, create, and connect, not to be disconnected from the world around them. Thank you for listening to me.